Welcome to episode 8 of the Pills to Hills podcast. This episode and the podcast is sponsored by Pegasus Ultra Running, and our guest Hannah, as you just told us, is on the board of Pegasus.
I'm on the board.
On the board?
You are the board.
Yeah, I am the board. Yeah, let's tell
Just
people
you
that.
on the board.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming along. Let's just get straight into it. Let's go. We've been chatting for about an hour already, haven't we?
Yeah, we pretty much talked about everything already, haven't
we're
we?
done now, really.
Yeah.
We just didn't record
Well,
it.
that is a trend with the guests we have on. We speak about everything before we actually hit record.
I think I did it before years ago with one of the guys, and I spoke to him for 2 hours before, 2 hours on the podcast, and 2 hours after the podcast, and either side of the podcast was fucking better than the actual podcast we recorded. Honestly, I swear to God, it was. But yeah, no, thanks for coming down from Merthyr.
Yeah, all the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How far away is that?
That's about 3 days.
Because my geography shit that we went to Reese's house, didn't we? We were like, 20 minutes away. It was like, was it 2 hours?
Yeah, it is about an hour and a half, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Benny?
But we did go the wrong way.
We did.
Yeah. I drove
Yeah, it's
past
about
it,
an hour to Merthyr.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, just shy of an hour.
Well,
I'd
you are a
say.
legend for coming down here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Where do we even start? So, I haven't actually prepared any questions because I've met you loads of times. Tell you what, let's start where we met. Is it Love Trails Festival?
No, we didn't meet at Love Trails Festival. We've been through this 300 times.
Go on then. You tell me again.
Bridgend College we met.
I thought we met.
We did not.
I'm sure Bridgend College was after
It
Love
was
Trails. Because I went up to you in Bridgend College and said, like, I'd met you at Love Trails.
No,
Didn't I?
you did not. I was
No.
like, come here, Ryan,
Right.
tell me the story.
My head's fucked, yeah.
Bridgend College we met.
I always thought I was after.
No.
Tell me what you were both doing in Virginia College.
Yeah, good point.
Because that's what you said.
I nearly said something rude then. No. No. What were we doing? I had people holding a kettlebell.
You had
didn't I?
people holding a kettlebell. I don't know. I just used to turn up at these things for the fun of it, with the Run Wales top on, and pretend I was working. That was literally it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that, didn't you? Actually,
Yeah,
you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing here because national governing body, they just send you to those things with
Yeah.
no like.
What is it? Yeah. Because what was what would you try and achieve then?
I think
Yeah.
you'd be trying to talk about social running, and I think the plan was always to get as many people aware of Run Wales. Where Run Wales would be like it was the social running provision for Welsh athletics. So basically, like a map for social running groups and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that's what I was doing there.
So social running is in so the group you're running now,
Yeah.
like the rave run here, like that's class like
Yeah,
a social.
social
Okay.
running. Yeah. If you're not affiliated,
Right.
so you're not a club, you're a social running group.
Oh, that's what class is, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't realise they did stuff like that.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's good actually.
I was that good at my job. You didn't realise they did stuff like that. See?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't work for them anymore. Do you?
I
You
do
haven't
not.
for a long time.
No,
I think, yeah.
no.
So Love Trails was after that then.
Love Trails was after that.
I don't know why that's blown my mind because I always thought that I just walked into the tent that you were talking at Love Trails beforehand. But anyway, yeah, your story in Love Trails was funny actually because it was about what 20 people, 30 people in like a tent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And didn't you get people sitting on the floor or something?
Yeah. There was like, it was like really weird. It was just like loads of people in a tent on the floor, and I was like, oh hello. Did I have the baby with me that time as well? No, that time I didn't have the baby. I went on and had more babies and took the baby to Love Trails Festival as well because I was breastfeeding, so that was nice. Yeah, so I was just, I can never say his name properly. Is it Adan Harad? The guy who wrote Running with the Kenyans?
Not a clue.
I always get his name wrong, but he had invited me down to tell everybody about the book because I wrote a book once upon a time. So
You've written another one, haven't you?
I'm writing another one now.
We'll come back on that in a bit.
Yeah.
What was the first book about then?
Running. So it was all about my running journey. So I wanted. Should I tell you the long but quick version of it?
Were you all
take
night?
As long as you want.
Right. So we had been trying for a baby for a really long time. It didn't go to plan. And then we had this baby and she was absolutely perfect. But I did not know how not to try for a baby then because I was programmed to just have sex every month when my foof was a bit slimy. So I did not know how to not try for a baby. So
Oh,
That's the
fucking hell.
technical term for it. I was like, it's slimy, let's go.
You haven't had one of these, well, have you?
No. And
It's slimy, let's go. I'm going to use that.
That's amazing.
yeah,
Is it slimy?
it's got to be a particular slime though. Like there's lots of like if you go.
Oh, you actually be fucking genuine, eh?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm literally like I know every sort of discharge that comes out of foofs now. I'm
Bloody
like
hell.
a discharge expert.
I love this. 5 minutes in. Not even how long? 3 minutes in, is it?
Yeah, I can lower
We've
it.
gone from running to discharge.
I love it. Yeah,
I can
let's
lower
keep
it
it going.
on.
Let's roll with it.
And I got pregnant again, and I had this really nasty miscarriage this time where my cervix went into shock, and I was up in Prince Charles because they
Bloody
thought I
hell.
was going to die in Abercynon.
Shit.
Yeah, it was quite bad. And I was in the hospital, and obviously I've got this one little girl at home, this 1-year-old. She's absolutely perfect. And I was like, what are you playing at? Like, what are you playing at? Like, you don't need to keep doing this. You've got everything you wanted. So I was in the hospital bed in Prince Charles, and I was like, I know I'll run a marathon, because if I'm concentrating on a marathon, I'll be too tired to have sex. So that was the whole theory behind it. But I was like, right, I want to run London Marathon. I'm not going for any of these shit ones. I want London, because I was very naive at the time as well. So that night I applied to run for a miscarriage charity. And they asked me how I was going to raise money to do it. And I was like, I know, I'll write a book. And all my friends and family can read the book for like cheap or nothing. And then they'll sponsor me big money because they'll feel so sorry for me that we've been on this journey. I know, it's really manipulative, but it changed my life.
Did it work though? Yeah.
So I ended up writing this book, and it just, it blew up. Like it went straight to the #1 in the Amazon, in the jungle.
There's a bunch of tribe and I got.
All the tribes are like,
Is your fanny spot?
yeah. What's your
Is your fanny
slime?
slimy? Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, basically. So yeah, it was good, right? It wasn't in the Amazon, but it was good. And yeah, it just changed things.
Oh, fuck. That's class, isn't it? I went to the Amazon.
It went to the Amazon and the tribes people
How does it go straight up the top? Like, do you know what I mean? How do
people
like,
bought it.
Yeah.
So I've always been really vocal online about running. Like I've always been really like, because I didn't do PE as a kid, I was like, my mother thought we'd have to invite my PE teacher to my wedding because she was like, I had such a correspondence with her, I feel like she should come. You know, I made every excuse, and I was always really, because there was a big whole story. This is how the book did so well, I think, because we'd gone to Cardiff on a night out, and I mistook my reflection for that of someone else's. This person was much bigger than me. I used the fat word at the time. I've got 3 little girls now, and we don't use that word, but I was young and I was pissed. So I was like, that fat girl's got my top on. And Scott was like, that fat girl's got green jeans on as well. And green jeans were never a thing. Like the chances of 2 of us having them on in the pub, I should have realised then, but I didn't until I was like, fuck, we got the same highlights. And I was like, oh my God, it's a mirror. I've put on that much weight, I don't even recognise myself. So I said to Scott, we have to go home now. And I drank a bottle of wine on the train home. And I was like going through all these things. I was like, what are you going to do? Like, you cannot, like, this is bad. And I've never been bothered about weight or anything. So it was really like quite a life-changing thing. So I was like, I know I'll run, because I see people come into the pub after they've gone for a run. So I'm not going to have to change my lifestyle, because I absolutely love alcohol. Like love it. Like it's problematic now. I don't do it. I had to knock that on the head because I love it more than my children. So I was like, I'm going to run. So like 2 days later, then I set out to run the entirety of Merthyr Tydfil. Obviously, I had moved since 1997, so that was always going to be a bit of a feat. But I went out in the night because I was embarrassed because I put this weight on, and I wore Scott's balaclava. And the police stopped me. The police picked me up. The police were like, what are you pinching? I was like, I'm running. And they were like, take it off. I was like, I can't, because I've got a rash now as well, and I just can't take this off. And he was like, why are you in a balaclava? I was like, because I'm chubby. I'm chubby, and I don't want anyone to see me running. And I've done like 3 steps, and now you were arresting me. He's like, I'm not arresting you. I was like, it feels like this. This was like proper arguing. So I went home. I took my clothes off then, actually. Yeah, we were on about that earlier. I got home, I took all my clothes off, lay on the floor, and like a starfish, and like panted for about 3 days. And Scott was like, you're not going again, are you? And I was like, oh, you'd love that one now. You'd love me not to go again. And that was it. I was like, and then I started like going without the balaclava, because obviously that was problematic as well. And I never wanted anyone to feel like I did. Yeah. Like, I feel like everybody deserves a place in running, in moving, you know, like we shouldn't have to feel like our boobs are too big, we're too wobbly or anything like that, or too slow or anything. And I was like, I became really passionate about it to the point where, like, that's how I got my job with Welsh Athletics. I knocked the door with Welsh Athletics and I was like, I can change things for you. And I did a bit, came to Bridgend College and faffed about for the day, like, so definitely worked. But the book it just did so well from it because I think people could resonate. Like, I talked about slimy vaginas.
Yeah.
Not slimy vaginas, like sweaty vaginas. And like, I remember being called into the office at Welsh Athletics because I'd done a radio interview and they were like, why do you think like the book is so, and I was like, because women want to know about camel toes. And my boss was like, you can't say camel toe on the radio. I was like, I did.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
Too late, yeah.
Yeah. Your foof will eat your lycra, like, it will. Like, and as long as you're prepared for that. So, and then, like, I shit myself after a half marathon in Gavin Walker's car. So Gavin Walker was one of my good buddies. And the baby was 1 and I shit myself in his car after the half marathon.
Cardiff half it was.
Cardiff half, yeah. So I should have gone to the toilet before I got in the car, to be fair. But I was like, no, I'm fine. I got in his car and I was like, oh, I thought I'm going to have to tell him that I've shit myself because I don't want him to think, oh, she shit herself and she doesn't know because there's nothing worse, is it? So I was like, Gav, I've shit myself. And he was like, what do you mean you've shit yourself? I was like, well, I don't know how to like make it any clearer, but like, there's shit in my knickers. And he was like, sit on your jacket. So like, I put my new Nike jacket under my button. So Blossom, my first baby now at this point was 12 weeks old. I was still breastfeeding. Gavin was so stressed. He took the wrong turning out to Cardiff and we hit all this traffic. I had my breast pump in the back now thinking, oh, this is going to be terrible. Like. So I phone home and I'm like, Gavin's taken the wrong turn in. There's been a bit of an incident and I hear the baby screaming and my boobs go absolutely mental and spray milk all over his dashboard.
Fucking hell.
So I've shit in his car. There's milk all over the dashboard. I'm snot crying at this point as well because I'm like mortified. And he's like that, just shut your orifices. Just please shut your orifices. Gavin Walker hasn't run a step since.
Bloody hell.
I bet you haven't been in his car since, have you?
No.
Have you seen him since?
Yeah, I check in every now and then. And every now and then he trends on Twitter because it's like, I shit in Gavin Walker's car.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's better than your shit, nearly shit
better.
yourself story.
One nearly shit myself story.
Oh, you did shit yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I did shit myself in the car.
No. Have you listened to that part of the podcast?
No.
Oh, you come on. Tell
I can't say it again.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Everyone loves a shit story.
Everyone
This is
loves
how
a
my
shit story,
career,
come on.
like, you know.
I haven't got one, so you're
So-
going to have to make up for this.
you haven't got a shit yourself story?
No, I've got
Well,
some
I'll do a
nearly shit
condensed
yourself
version
story.
because we went
right?
through the
I got
fucking-
that really nasty one where my ass was just bleeding on a fucking
Yeah.
50-miler attempt, and it was just disgusting. There's nothing
Bleeding?
funny about that.
No.
So basically, I'd fucking food prepped for fucking like a gym bro, fucking a week's worth of food or whatever. Didn't freeze any, just kept in the fridge. So it was like day 6, I was in work, and I had fucking chicken, fucking whatever. And I went to my mate, I was like, does that smell right too? He's like, yeah, it smells right. Ate it. Thought nothing of it. In the night there, go to a barbecue at my mother-in-law's house.
Yes.
On the drive over there, you know your stomach goes like, ah. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck. And you get instant sweat. So I was like, walk up to his house and about fucking 30
Tingling.
people. Oh, fucking hell. It's like Michael J. Fox.
Oh.
Fucking about 30 people in his house, right? And I was like, I went to Lynn's. I was like, I'm going to have to go home for a shit. And she was like, just go upstairs. I was like, nah.
It's not
I
that
was
type
like,
of shit.
I went, yeah, I was exactly. It's not that type one. I was like, I got to go somewhere private now. She was like, just go upstairs. And I was like, 1, there's 30 people here. I don't know, right? 2, your mother's got a fucking lock on the door. I don't need some half-drunk, pissed, middle-aged woman fucking kicking the door in when I'm pissing out my ass. So I was like, I'm going home. So if I can go in the car, and like, she lives in, I don't know if you know, like, she lives in Wynarlaith, I live in Gysaid, and there's like a little back lane, funny enough, where they ran through by the wild horse. You can cut through to where I live. So anyway, get in the car, drive there now, and I'm fucking literally sweating my head off. Apologies to everyone who's already fucking knew this already. Sweating my absolute head. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Tensing everything I can. Get to this lane. There's this little woman I get. And I'm like, beep, shake. I'm like, fucking please hurry up. I'm going to fucking explode. And she's like, you can't overtake. There's nowhere to go. So I was like, oh, fuck this. And I was like, shit. And it was like piss, right? And it was the most relieving yet disgusting thing ever, right?
Do you know, I've shit myself in the car. Like, obviously,
Oh, it was like fucking...
Another time, and no getting out of the car.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I had shorts on, so I rocked into my house, and I live on a main road, so I was like, right, I'm going to have to back up into the house now, so no one sees me. Backed up into the house, right? This is the best, right? So I go in I fucking bin the shorts, bin the pants, kept the shorts. Went in the bath, Mrs. ringing me, where the fuck are you? I'm like, I've shit myself. She's like, come again? And I'm like, I shit myself, and all I can hear is a roar of laughter behind her. She got me a loudspeaker in this fucking garden. I'm like, who's that? She's like,
the family.
Yeah, it's like, your extended family seem to be. I'm like, for fuck's sake. And she was like, you coming back? And I went, absolutely not. But no, I did. I had to clean my car. But that was the worst shit myself story I've had.
I've got a better one. I've literally
go on.
got a better one.
Here we go.
How many times have you shit yourself?
Oh, quite a few.
Oh,
yeah, my hoop is loose, like.
So what would you say?
My hoop is loose. It was all the gin. Anyway, I had sewage poisoning from Wiseman's
sewage
Bridge.
poisoning?
Yeah,
From
literally from Wiseman's Bridge. No, Wiseman's Bridge.
Oh, I drove past there yesterday.
Manabia.
Oh,
I don't know whether you've ever shit yourself in a caravan owning, 4-berth caravan owning, wearing Christmas pajamas. It was horrific. So I was being sick and shitting myself in my Christmas pajamas in the awning. Everybody's in the caravan window like this. Like, Mum, what's Mammy doing? You're really conscious that there's a caravan park the other side of it. It was like the lowest moment of my life.
I remember I shit myself before in my 20s when I was with my ex. She won't be listening to this.
She's not a fan.
Nah. She found me in, Sandfields in Swansea, not the one in Patal, but the one in Swansea. I used to live in Sandfields where I lived with her. Coming back from time in MV. She found me naked, right? Covered in shit. But then she got me back home. She was like, go have a shower. And I was like, nah. And I just started climbing into bed. She's like, get the fuck out. But the worst thing was, she lived within 4 housemates. So I was like a pretzel in the fucking shower, just covered in shit. Then all my mates coming going, what the fuck is he doing? Yeah.
Oh,
Couple of
that's
times I
fucking
shit myself,
disgusting.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, this is taking a right fucking turn, isn't it?
Did anyone shit themselves in the Waldorf?
I don't know. I haven't.
What,
I was really obsessed with the blisters, so that I was in the other.
Oh,
the
tell
other
them a story
end,
about
like,
that blister.
Oh, Paul White. He came in and his foot looked a bit dodgy, and they put it in a bowl of Dettol, and it looked all right, looked doable. And then all of a sudden, it just sort of flared. It went green. His leg went shiny. His temperature went up, and it looked like half his heel had been.
She got a picture she'll show you after.
Yeah.
This is the last checkpoint, so he's like
Yeah,
180.
they called him. They said no, he had to stop. He
Oh,
had
well,
17 miles to go.
what
The
was
medics.
the, like-
Sepsis.
Oh,
He had sepsis
shit.
from it. Yeah, the medics were like, you have to move away now. I was like, I can't.
So wait,
Like-
so what? You had a cut or something, was it? And
His
then
blisters. His blister had
His
just gone and gone and gone.
Oh
and
my
it was
God.
like rank, but amazing.
you
I
like
was
that
like-
kind of stuff, do you?
Yeah,
I fucking hate that. See?
yeah.
I can pop a spot on me, but the thought of popping a spot on somebody else, it fucking turns me sick.
What?
Yeah.
I watch it on videos. Nosebleeds are my thing though. I absolutely love a nosebleed. Like, honestly.
Do you know what I like?
Pardon me.
Watching people get their ears cleaned.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
wax.
nice. Yeah, it's not as good. Do you know what? You can't get nosebleeds on YouTube though. I feel like there's a massive
not?
market. No. So my kid the other night, the little one, who's like a liability and only answers to the name Hulk now. She's a 3-year-old little girl. She's like, I'm called Hulk. I'm like, okay. Threw a phone at her sister's head. Her nose went. I went, you can't do that. And she was like, but you love nosebleeds. I was like, I don't love them. I want violence in the house, like,
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I love a nosebleed. I ran with a boy once, and the stuff that come out of his nose, it was the best thing I've ever seen, hands down.
I'm trying to think last time I had a nosebleed. I can't remember.
I don't have that.
Same, I haven't had one for a long time.
No, I was hoping one of my kids would like suffer with them, but they
Yeah.
don't. And you'd think with 3 of them, one might have a little bit of a problem, but no, they've just got ADHD. Like,
That's a random fetish, that, isn't
oh,
it?
I know.
On sex on Pornhub, nosebleeds, like.
It's like full on YouTube
There's
channels, like
not.
Dr. Pimple Popper and shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I like the spots, but a nosebleed. But
I'm not a big
it's
fan.
really weird though. Like, so like I didn't eat or drink anything red for 33 years, right? I had this massive phobia of red stuff.
They're actually, yeah.
But I love blood. So it's like bonker, but I'm going to eat or drink blood. So I think that's what it was.
Oh, that reminds me, when you said that I love blood, we got a proper tangent again. When I was in college, when I left school, I went to shit in GCSE, so I went to college and did engineering because you didn't need anything to get in there. So you're with a bunch of idiots. I don't know my word carefully then, so we don't get cancelled. But anyway, there was this guy, I can't remember his name. There was a guy, this guy, right? He was like, he tried playing like the like the lunatic fucking role. He's like, I fucking love blood. I love all this, blah, blah, blah. Like, so people wouldn't fuck with him or, be like, well, fuck, he's a bit dodgy. And I remember we were in like, what's it called? Like the fucking, what the fuck they're called? Like the garage. Is a garage? We do all the workshop. I gotta say, the first year of college, I was stoned off my tits. So I don't know how I passed, I don't know. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I love blood, all this, blah, blah, yeah, I fucking drink it. He likes this heavy metal shit. One day he was filing, right? Files a bit of metal. He's like, goes like that, handle comes off, file goes through his hand, right? Blood is everywhere. He's like, white as a ghost. I lean over, I'm like, I thought you liked blood. He's like, fucking get Electra! He said he made a kebab with his hand.
Did you actually say that to him?
Yeah.
That's fucking...
Did you not see what I said a minute ago? I spent the first year stoned off my head. There was no emergency, right? I used to use these fucking... I was 16 when I think about it, right? I was an absolute idiot when I was 16. They're called lathes, right? They literally look like a fucking tank, right? It's a big metal like chuck thing. And to like open and close it, it's like, I can't remember what it was, but to open and close this big metal round thing, if any engineers are listening, they probably fucking know what I'm on about. And it's like a T-bar, big metal T-bar, like fucking tighten it. And the lecture would be like that. Whatever you fucking do, right, do not leave that in that and leave it unattended. Because if someone hits a button and it fucking spins, you'll kill someone. Like, yeah, no worries. Say that every lesson. One day, like, tighten it. Mike, yeah. Do you want to come to the canteen? Yeah, go in. Fucking walked off. I was absolutely off my head, didn't I? Come back with fucking muffins. He's like, what are you fucking doing? It's fucking just there. He was fucking going nuts. Yeah. Past that.
So nobody died, though?
You are?
So nobody died?
No, nobody died.
Oh, that's a shame. It would have been a really good
story.
story.
Yeah.
I got loads of good stories like that. I remember my lecturer was like, trying to be cool with the kids. Trying to be cool with the kids. And I used to skate back then. And he was like, did a bit of skating back in my day, Mike. I was like, do an ollie then. Flicked at my skateboard. He's like, first try. Did it. Snapped his ankle. He was doing it in like proper school shoes. He was like, watch this, boys. But like, I slipped. He's like, holy fuck. He's like, on the floor. Proper snapped his ankle, cast and everything. I was crying with laughter. Oh my God.
Fucking hell.
That is good.
Class.
Oh yeah, sorry, I went on the right tangent then.
I love a tangent.
Oh, we love a
tangent.
tangent. And we're drinking this fucking stupid acid drink again.
I know.
God.
Right, let's go to running then, shall we?
Yep.
Where the fuck did we just end up to? So we got to the
Love
Check
Trails,
Yourself story. Love Trails.
Love Trails.
That you're convinced Love Trails is an orgy.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Any tickets this year?
Who are? Any
tickets?
Yeah. No, it is. It's an orgy, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I said to Jimmy, I rang Jimmy Watkins. I was like, "Is anyone naked?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I knew it."
Well, you've seen my story, didn't you? Like,
Yeah,
I put up a story of the Midnight Runners, right? Fucking massive group from like London, I think, isn't it? Fucking loads of them. But they are wild, right? So they'll be dressed up. They have like a fucking high-vis on with a hard hat, nothing on underneath, apart from budgie smugglers or something. And then they'll have
the sparkly hats.
Yeah, stuff like that. And they'll have a fucking, like a keg in a backpack on their back.
Yeah.
And they're all, somebody will be like that, and they just fucking, like American college party type style. They're doing that in the middle of the field and just fucking dancing around all weird and stuff. It looks like a hell of a laugh, in fairness, but I put up a story of them doing it.
I was straight on it.
And Hans like,
knew it.
I fucking knew it.
Knew it. It's just got that vibe though, isn't it? That like anything goes here.
Mm.
And like,
they come to Love Trails, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're massive. How many of them there is? What is it?
4 million.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, they're there every year.
Unlike me, I got cancelled.
What do you mean back?
No, I am being back.
How do you not be back?
No, I haven't done anything. I'm done anything impressive, have I? So I don't.
Had a couple of kids.
Yeah, well, I think so.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Carried on running ultras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you need to do now is just go and do the Wild Horse 200 or something.
No, I haven't got that much trauma. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening now. That's the book I'm writing now about the relationship between ultra running and trauma.
Okay.
Are you on that, yeah?
I'm obsessed with it. I'm absolutely obsessed with why we all decide to toe a line of something that's, especially the longer one. So I'm interviewing these fantastic runners about their trauma. It's great.
I kind of said that, I think, on the at the start of the Reese pod. But like I was just waffling him. I think that it's got fucking cut that out of it anyway because it was just me waffling the first fucking 3 minutes. And, but yeah, no, I can say I find that interesting as well. Like you said, it's I do think, like you said, you can pull upon like some fucking dark shit that you over like stuff you've had in, even if you don't even know necessarily what it is. But I feel like it helps you to overcome and release it, even if you don't know exactly what it is. Does that make sense?
I think that's the bit that I'm most interested in. That people think they're doing these ultras because it's something they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's actually a lot deeper than that. Without even like I know for a fact. Like I ran Vogum last year, and then I've probably had the most horrific year of my life. Like genuinely, and I'm not, you know, and. I had like a bit of a eat, pray, love moment where I was like, I need to do something now. And I was like, I know, I'll run Carnham because I'll have this focus. And like, it pulls you up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty self-aware, believe it or not. And I knew, I know it was mad, isn't it? I knew that something like that was going to like massively help. And I thought, well, I know that, but people don't know they're doing that. Like I remember speaking to one boy and he was like, I haven't got any trauma. I was like, okay. He was like, no, I got no trauma. Like my mother used to beat shit into me when I was a kid, but that's not trauma, is it? And I was like, but it is, you know, like it is. And it's just, I'm obsessed with it. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating to hear these stories of why people are pushing themselves and shitting themselves.
If we didn't have trauma, you would have to seen that fucking duck explode on the cannon, wouldn't it?
Oh, that was bad.
Are you mega
bad.
You know, being sick or something?
I was sick.
Yeah, because you were in the
Really
toilet.
sick.
I was like,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I was sick. So the bus driver, who I have like a long
you were
distance
on the front,
relationship with now, because I race directed the Canham the year before. Look, so me
Oh,
and this bus driver are like this.
You're the same bus driver, was it?
Me and the bus driver, yeah. He was like, "Oh no, you again." He was like, "Oh, your mother."
I'd be like, ah, mine's dead.
Yeah, mine's dead. Yeah, I didn't do that. Anyway, so I was at the front with a clipboard because I am the board.
Yeah, you are.
I am the board. I am in charge. Like Pegasus wouldn't run without me, basically. Now
You're giving us our numbers, wouldn't it?
I can imagine you being a fucking class race director, actually.
I'm not saying this lightly, and I hope my kids never listen to this. It was the best day of my life. Like, it was literally the best. It met all my emotional needs. I was like, this is fantastic. Apart from when I touched Richard. So Richard's my friend now, but he wasn't my friend at the time, and I went straight and touched his zip, which I can imagine is quite frightening. He was a bit like, whoa. And Reese was like, you can't touch the runners. I was like, his zip. He had an zip on.
Oh, the little bag then?
No, like a fleece with an zip. Have you seen the zips?
No.
That's why I had to double check then, because I thought you meant his trousers.
No, I didn't
and I was a
touch
bit
his
like,
willy.
why are you touching?
No, I didn't touch his willy. But my little girl touches men's willies. The littlest, the 3-year-old. She just goes straight up to him and cups him. It's fantastic. It's awful, but it's fantastic.
Jesus Christ.
She's brilliant, honestly. She's obsessed with firemen as well, which is great. So like everywhere, there's a woman walking.
This is not BBC presenters, fucking hell.
There was a woman walking down the road in a Liverpool football jacket. But she was like, fire! And I was like, no, it's a lesbian in a Liverpool jacket. Like,
It's a lesbian.
Yeah. What? She looked like a fireman, to be fair.
Lesbian in a Liverpool jacket.
Yeah.
Oh,
she was like, fire! My friend was like, you're going to have to do something with her. Like, she's going to prison.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, she does. She goes straight in. But no, I touched Richard's zip coming back. And Richard was like, oh, we like best friends now though. But Reese was like, you can't touch the runners when you're a race director. I was like, okay.
What do you do as a race director?
Just look after the run, really. Just make sure everything's okay. Everybody's okay. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I just love being involved in that world without having the trauma of training for it as well. So it was like class for me. But just look after the race. And your runners, and like Pegasus is like, I'm not just saying this because I'm on the board. On the board. Like they're a fantastic events company. Like they really look after their runners. So I knew I had like a big responsibility. No phoning those runners because that's the Pegasus thing. They ring you before the race. I was like, I love this. This is like, but can I do this for all the races? Like, I don't want the race director job, but if I can ring everyone and go, you all right? You excited? Road or trail?
I think it makes a hell of a difference, that, to mind, because you loved that, didn't you?
I loved that,
yeah. Sitting in the bath.
I was in the bath for this time.
Hello.
I've been waiting for this.
I've been in the bath 3 days waiting.
It's like a fucking trench shot, like, no, it is class. We always go on about it, don't we? Like, the little touches, and now it's like a family.
Yeah. And like,
I bet people get sick of us, you know, because we say it every episode, don't we, how good it is and stuff. But
no, really I reckon you'd be surprised how many people end up fucking signing up to Pegasus events off the back of this and this.
Yeah.
Well, we've only got 3 listeners anyway, so I reckon. Oh,
Down to one now,
we're
isn't
down
it?
to one now
Oh,
from
right,
the shit we've been talking. So maybe
Yeah.
that one person.
But it's just like there's not other men. I can't think of many like
I
race companies and stuff that, well, in Wales basically, that haven't got cut-off times. I know
No.
like some other ones have got generous cut-off times, but they take the whole stress out. If you were like I did in work, they did like a little piece on me in work about ultra running.
Oh.
I was trying to share some light for the charity me and Rich are running the slam for. And they asked me questions like, what would you say to anyone who's thinking about doing ultra? And I said like Pegasus would be perfect because they don't have cut-off times. So if you're like a bit, I don't know if I could do that, that takes one stress of it out. Because if you were looking at one and go, well, I don't know if I can make that cut-off time, you don't have to worry about that, do you? It's just,
And it's like the back of the pack probably get treated a bit better than the front of the pack
Yeah.
as well, because it's just a party.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's
and
amazing.
it's like they are there ringing that bell for the last runner, whether that, like, so the day I race directed, I think it was 11:10, the last person came in,
yeah.
and they had the exact welcome as the winner did. And it's just, and like, I've been behind the scenes now and I've seen the work that goes into these events, and it's like, the things they think about are just
Who
like,
was telling me the other day? Someone told me the other day that they did a race and they didn't come in at the back, but they came in like, I don't know, mid or something. But the people that started packing up to go home, and they were like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like, and like, that's mental. Can you imagine that? Like coming in the end and like fucking no one there.
I know.
Apart from Reese, like, come on, man.
But in the Edam, I think, wasn't it like 25 hours, 26
Yeah, that last
hours
guy,
or
I think,
something?
like 25, 20, yeah, 25
But like,
hours.
and then, like obviously like Ali, who done is
Ali Bailey, yeah.
Ali Bailey, yeah, she was there. She was race director on that one. I think she was there, and obviously Reese and all the rest of them. Like you said, they stayed out the entire night, and they welcoming people back in and stuff like that. What does the Edam stand for? One of the guys, Chris, asked me this.
Dinky Way, and it's like Dinky Donkey Way.
Epnet Way.
Epnet
Dinky
Way.
Donkey Ultramarathon.
Epnet.
It's like EPYNT, isn't it?
Something like
So why is that
like that.
Edam?
Because it's EP for E, Dinky Donkey DD, Ultramarathon.
What do you mean, Dinky
What's
Donkey?
the Dinky
though?
Donkey? You've lost me now.
Yeah, that's where the donkey was on the thing. Have a look. Oh, last Reese. It's called the Dinky Donkey Way or something like that.
I love donkeys.
No, don't you look at now.
No, I do.
Because the medal last, remember they used the
Epnet.
the pictures in the medal last year. It's got donkey on it.
Dinky Donkey. Epnet Way, Dinky
See?
Donkey Ultra Marathon.
Thank you.
The fuck? That's what it's called.
Yeah, see, around the Ministry of Defence Bridge training area. That's why it's
Dinky
called.
Donkey refers to. I got to look at this.
Oh, look, and that's last year's.
That's Ali Bailey.
There's you. You're in the picture.
Am I in the picture? I was there. I was enough. I was.
Yeah,
there
that's what it
somewhere.
stands for. They were all like abbreviation. Like the Vogum is Vela Glamorgan.
Yeah, but Dinky Donkey.
Why? Yeah. Why? Dinky
What's he got on his
Donkey?
nose?
I
Sorry,
dunno.
that's going to be the worst listening thing ever. Us looking at pictures on the internet.
A stitched up face won't stop, Chris. Go on, Chris.
Go on, Chris.
Go on, Chris. Well done,
Fucking
Chris.
that?
man.
Chris died. No.
Oh, fuck.
R.I.P. Chris.
Oh, I don't know. I can't
Chris.
find it.
Look, there's a donkey. No, that's Pigum. I'm looking at the wrong one. There's a donkey.
Yeah. Why is there a donkey?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. You have to ask Reese. But it's called the Dinky Donkey Way.
I want to find out. Yeah.
Enough now for people listening. They're going to fucking
Yeah,
what's going on.
I don't know. Yeah, right. It says
Yeah,
don't
that's-
think you don't refers to something. Anyway.
But that's what the abbreviation of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, as we were talking about,
Hmm.
kind of what we were talking about, that's... Oh yeah, like the family vibe and everything. That's why I think people
Yeah,
gravitate towards it. Because once you do one, you're like, fucking hell, they are class, aren't they?
yeah.
Did you ever think you'd be running ultra marathons when you first started running?
Yeah. No, of course I didn't.
Yeah.
No, and it didn't. You know, like this world is new to me. So I met Rita.
Rita?
Remember her?
Aura.
Yeah, I met her a couple of times. I met Reese and Keris when I worked for Welsh Athletics. We had a little plodcast, it was called. And
That's
we
a
had,
good name, Plodcast.
we had
Yeah.
guests on, and I'd watched Lighthouse in the Dark, and I wanted to meet Keris, not Reese. I was like, she's the power.
Yeah, that
behind it.
documentary's class, isn't it?
I was like, she is phenomenal. Like, he's great, but this is a team here. This
Yeah.
is a proper team. This works because of the
Yeah,
two of them.
100%.
So I was like, I really wanted to meet Keris. So we invited them on to the podcast.
Plodcast.
And I was like, hi. I was like, Keris, I really wanted to meet you. So Reese was like, thanks. Great. And we did, like, that was the first I'd heard of sort of ultra running and things like that. I knew people run stupid distances and stuff. And we were both involved with a charity called Big Moose for a while then. And we became friends. And then they phoned up the one day. They were like, we've got this female like thing. We want female race directors. We want to smash the participant numbers. You know, we want an equal balance. Will you come and race direct for us? And I didn't really know what it involved. Like I race directed parkrun, run directed parkrun and stuff. But like this is a whole new kettle of fish. And I went down and I was like, this is amazing. Like everything they do is amazing. And I had nothing to compare it to at that point. So I was like, oh, you know, it could just be the world. But obviously I've been in, like, you know, I've crewed my friend Carl a couple of times now. So I've seen other events and I'm not knocking other events. They're great. Yeah. But Pegasus really do go to that next level. And it is like a family. Yeah, it is. It's a fucked up family, but it's a family. The trauma is amazing. So
is Carl the one who's doing like 500 milers this year?
Yes.
He's right. So he's the one who's fucking.
Oh yeah, I spoke to him. He's at checkpoint 9 on the Wild Horse.
Yeah.
He was the one who was on my ass in the fucking.
Well, so he coaches me now.
Yeah.
Because he's phenomenal. Like he's amazing. He's like, you just got to run on tired legs, Han. I'm like, no. He's like, run.
Yeah. He did 100 mile the other day, didn't he?
Yeah, just
100 mile the other day.
Literally just like, oh, I'm going to go and do an 100 miler. I was like, all right. I was like, I'm coming on Ryan's podcast. He was like, oh, I don't know him. I was like, you do? You've met him? I said, he beat you. He loved that.
What's that, the Adam, is it?
No, the...
Mad Running Junkies.
Yeah, oh, Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. He was the one who was fucking chasing me down like prey. Yeah, literally he was chasing me down like wild prey. I was fucking... Because like... I'll have to thank him if he listens to this or something. I'll have to thank him because like I found a fucking different part of myself that day because I did not want to go back out for that last lap. And I said to Kevin, I went, right, I said, I can't be bothered for another lap, right? And I was like, I had like 20 minutes and I thought there's someone going to come in and do a fucking another lap. And they said, I don't think anyone else is on like that lap or whatever. They've all finished and stuff. And they looked at the board, they went, oh, Carl's here. And they said, he's going to go back out. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. And literally as I was running back out then, he was coming into the checkpoint. And, but that was it before that, when I went back out for another lap, I said, oh, well done. You know, I was just saying that to everyone. And I said, you going back out for another one? He said, yeah. He said, what did he say? He's like, I'm on, he said, I'm right behind you. I'm on for third place, he said. And I was in third place. So I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Where Stones he gone out already?
Stonesy was a little bit ahead of me. Yeah, he was in second. And I was like, oh, no.
So I met Carl through, I ran a men's mental health night in Merthyr a couple of, like 2 years ago, called TED Talks. Again, another amazing name. TED Talks tried to sue me, but that was fine. It's another story. Yeah, no.
Oh, Mr. Gullible, mate. Don't start him off. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I met Carl through this event. He came to speak. Yeah. And I was like, he scared the shit out of me when I met him because he's super intense and he's like...
I don't know, he was behind me, so...
Yeah.
He'd be knocking the door now.
Yeah.
Nah, in fairness, it was... I could fucking feel the tension because I was running my twat off, just like, right, I can't let him beat me.
He runs with his head, Carl does. Yeah. Like, he's like, and like he said the other week, he's gone out for this 100 miles because he likes to go dark. Like, he likes, you know, he thrives off this suffering sort of thing. But he's got a phenomenal story. Like,
I've heard a bit.
He's got a phenomenal story. So, like, when you put it all together, it makes sense. But yeah, I was like, yeah, he beat you. And he was like, I don't remember. He said,
well, the thing was, but like somebody told me he'd run like a fucking 100 miler like a week or two before or something like that.
Yeah.
Literally, he'd done a run. And so
Brecon to Cardiff the week before,
I think so,
like the extreme as well. But so I went to crew him up in Copthorne. So Copthorne 200, which is another brilliant events company. And I've never seen men broken like it before. It was fantastic. It was like these men coming back after like 3 laps, which was like 30 miles going, I can't do it. Like, it's like a proper...
Fuck.
It was amazing.
What's
it? Copthorne 200, up in Surrey.
200.
Yeah.
You don't like a 200 mile, do you?
No, I don't.
Why?
I don't like a fucking 100 mile.
No.
I don't like the thought of that.
There's me over here. I've done 50 mile. I'm like, I'm doing a 200 mile. Speak to me after I've done the air, and I'm like, I'm never running again.
It's ridiculously inspiring when you're part of something like Wild Orso from like this side, isn't it? You're watching these people break.
Oh yeah, when I was running with...
I want to do it!
Yeah, I was running with Jenks last week and Chris, and I was sitting in the checkpoint, I was like, this looks like Arkham Asylum, this looks fucking mental, but I'm on board, I want to be part of it. I told you the story on, didn't I? Because I went round with Jenks a bit. He was like, right, when we get to checkpoint 9, just go ahead of me, ask him for like a tub to put my feet in, and just get me out of the way. I was like, yeah, anyway, so I fucking came sprinting through that checkpoint. I told you the other night, some guy's eating his breakfast who's obviously on the race, and he's like, yes. Fucking hell, you're looking fresh. And I was like, I'm not running, I'm pacing it. He was like, oh, thank fuck for that. Can you imagine? The soul just ran out and you see someone come sprinting like, all right, we got 15 more miles, let's go. But no, it was class. They were class. And even like, I think it was a She Runs Cardiff lot were there. Because they were like, oh, do you want some food? I was like, oh, I'm not running. They're like, oh no, we help people who are helping people. So if you want some food, I was like, well, I'll have 6 Freddos, I'll have 2 bacon sandwiches. No, I didn't have anything.
Yeah,
but no, it's class.
It's great.
Yeah,
and I think they have got that, like, they've got that, like, they look after everybody. Like, they look after your crew, they look after random people walking off the street, like, because I did that last year at Wild Oats. So I was like, oh, do you want a bacon sandwich? This guy's like, yeah, please. So I was like, who are you supporting? He was like, no one. I was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, oh, I think there's Zumba at some point in there. I was like, great. I've just fed a Zumba dancer.
No, it is inspiring, like, being there and just see them go through
to add to the confusion, I worked in the running shop in Merthyr for a while.
Soulmate, is it?
Yeah, I did 6 months there, which is like, it's the best shop in the world. And I'm not just saying that because they
I bought something from there earlier on, or did some tailwind from them?
Good boy.
I always want a little tailwind from
business.
them,
Yeah, they class, like, they're amazing people.
And they are like one of the only places that sell the single sachets. They're like, I don't want to buy a big bag, I want single ones. But they're class.
I had a boy walked in one day buying a hydration vest, right? We call him Heartbroken Christian now. Heartbroken Christian came in, brought this vest, and I was like, you need to do a Pegasus event. He was like, what's that? I was like, sit down, my friend. So I sat Heartbroken Christian down because Heartbroken Christian was actually heartbroken, right? Then he went off the radar. He went away and he went off the radar, so I didn't think anything more of it. Then I had a message on Instagram of him saying, oh, hiya, Han, I signed up for the slam. I can't do it. I'm like heartbroken again. And I was like, okay. He was like, do you think I can defer? So I rang Reese. I was like, Heartbroken Christian's been on the phone. I was like, do you think he should defer? And Reese was like, he can defer, but probably best to run through heartbreak. I was like, I thought that. The phone down to Reese. Heartbroken Christian, you run in. You can't defer it. I was like, listen now, get your shit together. I was like, this is going to change your life. What's he done? Changed his life.
Class.
On me, that is. On me, that is.
When was this? Last year?
No, this year. He's doing the slam.
Oh, he's doing that?
He's literally doing the slam now.
I'm like, that's on the Vogue. I'm like, Heartbroken Christian!
Heartbroken Christian. Yeah, he'll answer to it as well now, because that's
What's he look like?
Heartbroken.
Right. Rich, we're looking for heartbroken men. That doesn't sound dodgy, but we're looking for them.
But I think you will find a lot of them at these events, like, because this is another common thing that keeps popping up.
What, heartbreak and running?
Yeah.
I think there is. People like, I think like ultra running or just, well, I suppose just training in general, like going on a bit of a what do you call it? A self-growth journey as part of like any sort of event in your life. And that's, but the flip side is you go on a fucking bender and then you go, oh shit, actually, right, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So you go, right, let's put the bender down, let's start running.
I did that in Abbotsford once. Put the bender down. I did.
For once, that wasn't me. Oh god.
Let's stop the bender. Let's stop.
You can't stop. I'm just letting go. Stop it.
Fuck's sake. Anyway.
So randomly as well, I did this psychotherapy diploma because I've got trauma and this is how I fill my time. But what the conclusion I've come to, apart from putting benders down, is that ultra running, things like Pegasus meet needs. It meets all your emotional needs, whether you run in volunteer. Because if you see like some of the volunteers, they've never run before.
I can't keep straight face. I just keep thinking of picking up benders. God. I didn't need it.
Lady once.
Oh,
the bender now.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, just like not going on a bender and actually going to the gym and stuff instead. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Anyway. Fuck's sake. Our cameraman's lost.
We said it before, right? We have to stop drinking this stuff before a podcast.
These trip drinks. Just I'm going to
so
show
CBD.
Don't drink them. Don't drink them. They're fucking mental.
But that one doesn't taste like lamb dinner though.
No.
No,
Oh, yeah.
stunning.
Don't have the lamb and mint one. Tastes like a lamb dinner. The peach ones
Is
are
it
the best.
actually lamb and mint?
Yeah, the flavours. No, it's not lamb and mint, is it? Or is it lime and mint? Is it lime and mint? But it tastes like lamb and mint.
I just find it
Lemon
like
basil.
Oh my head's gone.
Lemon
basil.
Like a melted wamba.
Oh.
lamb and mint.
Yes, it's like lime and mint, but it tastes like lamb and
Lamb.
mint.
Sorry, it's like going to.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
so
oh, go on now,
it
that's
meets
like go.
needs. It meets needs. That's all I wanted to get across.
No, 100%. I agree with that. I was saying this to somebody the other day. I think I felt as though, like, I didn't feel like I knew there's going to be some trauma or some stuff that's in the shadows or whatever from years ago. And I didn't know what that was. You know what I mean? I thought maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But, I didn't really think like, oh, these are things that are like really controlling my life and steering it in a direction, probably having some effects in different ways. But I think having done like, long distance runs and mad challenges and things like that, because that appealed to me years ago. I think it's probably about 2018, 2019. Ross Edgley, I think, was the first person.
Is that when you went
around Britain? Well, I think it might have been after he did that, but it was some of his other mad challenges I'd
triathlon,
seen.
wasn't it?
Yeah, marathon, pulling the car barefoot and stuff like that. I was like, I fucking love that. And then I met Josh Llewellyn-Jones, is it, from Cardiff?
Yes.
So he's got CF.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Remember him?
Yeah, he's
What
got.
does he do now?
I don't know, I think he still does mad shit.
I haven't seen him on my socials for ages.
Yeah, he got cystic fibrosis, but he's just like, he does some fucking crazy challenges and stuff like that.
He's super inspiring, isn't he?
Yeah. So like I came across, because he was the first local madhead, I suppose, that I came across. And I was like, I fucking love that. And in my head, that was like sort of fueling this, like I want to go and do some sort of big thing. And it felt as though like there was, a call into it.
Your eat, pray, love moment.
Yeah.
Tell him.
And no, I started going in. It was probably before, like I started doing other sorts of challenges, like I don't know, like a fucking mile tire flip, and then doing like a weighted run after it, or tire flips up hills and shit. And that, I think the ultras then started in like marathon in 2019, ultras then at the end of 2019. But as time's gone on, the point I was going to make is, I think like whatever trauma or whatever things that were like lingering there, they don't seem to have like. I just feel at peace now. Do you know what I mean? I felt at peace for quite a long time. I don't feel like I need to prove anything to others or myself. And like, I don't even, like every now and again, I go, oh, do you know, I fancy doing this like little ultra, but it's more like, from like I suppose like Reece says, like an adventure type thing, or just like, I get like excited about just going and doing going and learning more about myself, but not feeling like I need to. And that's why I think like 200 miles doesn't appeal to me as such, because I'm like, I feel like you're gonna have to go to some really dark fucking places to do that. But it's like after the 100 miler now, isn't it? Like Rich was in the audience today. When I got to the end of the 100 miler, I just fucking burst out crying. I was crying for like 3 days afterwards about just any random stuff. Put Lord of the Rings on, 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh fuck.
But I think
Not
as
actually,
well,
but-
I think this isn't talked about enough. We were just talking now about like what happens after these events. Like I remember after London, I hit a real low because like everything I'd been working towards had gone now. Loved it, gone. And I think the longer distances again, like I've been checking in on all my 200 mile buddies, like just to see like, how are you? Like, I think the women handle it better than the men. I'll be totally honest. I think because men don't know what it is, whereas women can probably recognise that, oh, actually this event's over and I'm a bit lost. But I think I was saying to Carl, because he's trying to push my limits with my bloody running, and I was like, I think there's work to be done there, and I think Pegasus are the people to do it, because I think they're so hot on the narrative with mental health and how conversational they are about it, and like after the Howam, I was like, I just couldn't get over how many people were talking about like how they felt.
Howam was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think the weather helped.
Weather helped, and it's just like a whole vibe because everyone's like
the whole like camping
and
I just think, I think keep an eye on your friends when they've done those 200 mile races, because I think it's really important. Any big race, especially someone who's, like I get it with the girls who are like training for a half marathon after they they've put everything into that. It doesn't necessarily need to be a big race,
That's what I was saying to Rich. I said, like, come September now, and it's at the moment, because of Slam, you're like, oh, I've seen my mates and everything in a month's time. So you're not thinking, oh, it's over now. But come September, you're going to be like, fuck, I've got nothing to look. Well, it's not like I've got nothing to look forward to, but it's like, those last 6 months are
you're waiting for the season to start then. That's what I've been doing with Pegasus. You're like,
it's the dopamine, I think, you know, because like if you've got stuff to look forward to, like you're getting like, you know, like this sort of, this excitement or everything when you're training for it, you know, you know, I suppose you're getting like this there's no dopamine, feel good and stuff. You're motivated, and then when you're, you know, ticking off the race, you're like, you know, and you've still got the next one to come up. You know, you're like, it's like it's more motivation and dopamine because you're like, you know, I've got one in the bag now, I've got two in the bag. But it's like whenever you finish that, once you just finish the race, you finish the event, or you finish the challenge, or you come back from the holiday, you get, you know, this sort of like incline of dopamine. Put the you know, and then you get all this dopamine, and then as soon as you get to the other side of it, it's like, what do I do now? Because that it's like that is peaked almost. And you know, like that's why they say it's not about getting things; it's about like the journey to getting these things.
Like,
you know?
So the diploma I did was the human needs, right? So human needs, human givens, sorry, not human needs. And the human givens is very much that you've got these 9 emotional needs that need to be met in balance for you to be mentally well, right? And if you look at those 9 needs and put them against things like, especially Pegasus, because of the Slam, because it's a season. It meets pretty much all of those needs.
Yeah, with the connection side of things.
Community,
as well.
status, meaning and purpose, achievement, even emotional intimacy. So emotional intimacy doesn't necessarily mean pumping. It means, you know, that you can talk to that one person and you both will know that, like, when you're on those trails and you don't know what you're saying sometimes, but it's coming from like
a deeper place.
A deeper place, you know? And
100%.
so it just literally meets all those needs. And then that stops.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh.
I was fucking crying on the hill. I'm coming off the mountain, don't know why. So my fucking dog, I was like, fucking hell, what's wrong with me?
You thought about your dog?
Yeah, my dog I put down last year. I was fucking bawling. I was like, running past me like that. Hello?
Do you know what though, right? And that's what I was just going to say. I think it's not just trail running or ultra running and running in general. I don't think it's just sort of restricted to like just that one sort of sport. I think, because obviously breath work is another one. I think it's when you know, because people do it with yoga as well. Like if you're doing quite like an intense yoga session, I think it's when you're pushing yourself, you're pushing yourself in, like a sort of a physical way, almost to those limits or close to those limits, and you're putting like a lot of stress on the body. I feel like it's just because they say like trauma stored in the body, isn't it? So I actually feel like it's because you're like really pushing, you know, everything. It's almost like forcing this stuff out that's perhaps lodged and, you know, displaced or displacing whatever's been sort of stored in the body. Because that's what they say in it. People like will do like a large hip flex yoga session or something. Be fucking crying their eyes out, you know, but they genuinely will, you know, because they're sort of like, it's a lot of like, I think males, isn't it? So trauma stored. Is this male stored in the hips or blood stored here?
Tight all the time.
Yeah, is it?
Your trauma.
It is. I think it's, it was, because I think blokes hold it in the hips, do they? Where do women, they say women store it, isn't it?
I think it's the stomach, isn't it? But I don't know, because I've got you to thank for my like complete change of like lifestyle at the moment, because I went for breath work. So I came to you you did a bit of breath work, my fingers went a bit tingly. I was like, I kind of like this. You mentioned Liz. I went to see Liz, and I swear to God, Liz has like fixed me and like changed my life. And she said I'd released a load of trauma from my stomach. So honestly, like literally changed my life.
Did you do it on Zoom with her?
No, I came down. I went to a networking event first, because I'm that type of woman now. Went to a networking event and then had a bit of breath work, like on my 40th birthday. It was amazing. Do you know, it is. Breath work is a game changer, in fairness. It really, like I led one in Ibiza the other week. Oh, and nice. It's the most middle class thing you've ever said. Like,
all their eyes are
led a breathwork session on the White Isle.
Well, all their eyes up in the back of their heads.
Well, this was they asked me to do this. I won the retreat like in a competition, and they asked me then to lead the breathwork thing or whatever.
Oh, you're in now then, like.
So I was in there like that, right? And I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna like. You know, I'm going to send it today, right? You know, people. I'm going to give people an introduction to it, whatever. I said, like, you only go as far as you want to. If you want to pull back at any point, you know, do so and stuff. And,
how deep can you go?
Fuck! You can go to the.
You got to do one with me.
Oh mate, it's bonkers. So literally, I just said, right, we're gonna do it. We did like I did like a bit of a local warm up type thing and some like calming breathwork stuff. And I said, at any point, you know, you feel a bit anxious in, or if it feels a bit too much, just revert to one of these sort of styles that we've just done now. Well, it's quite, it can be overwhelming, definitely. Yeah.
And I think it depends where you shift, doesn't it? As well.
What
like
do you mean,
if you
sorry,
shift in, because I remember Liz saying to me, like, I won't, because I was only having one session. She was like, right, we won't go too deep because I don't want to like leave you with all this trauma open and then you're not coming back. So she said, we'll just do like X, Y, Z. And I was like, yeah. But it's mad. So like, you know, people like you've got a busy mind. I've got a busy mind. I don't know about yours.
Oh, my head's fucked.
Yeah. But I don't think I could be, I've always said, I don't think I could be hypnotized. I can go into trance, but I don't think I could be like properly hypnotized.
There's only picking up pencils and fucking slinging around. Might have to cut that one out, Scott. Oh, fucking hell.
But I don't think I could be like, but with breathwork, I think because you're doing the work, like you're listening to someone tell you what to do, you've got no choice.
Yeah.
You're at their mercy sort of thing. Because I'm like every therapist I've seen, I want to be their favourite client, that's important to me that I'm their favourite client. And it's like, with Liz, I was like, I'm going to do good, yeah. And I just, I want her to like me, you know? And I just did it. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
I completely, because I think it's an element of control all the time, innit? You hold
really
your shit together. But I swear to God, and I don't say this lightly, it changed my life.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like that. I've tried a bit of like the Wim Hof and the Gary Brecker in it. I've been doing that for like a couple of weeks, but like...
How far are you going on the Wim Hof? How many rounds?
Well, I started off he said, not Wim Hof, but the Gary Brecker bloke. He was like, start off on 5 and just do an extra one every day till you get up to 30.
5 what?
So 5 breaths and just do 3 rounds of that. But then every day go up one. So you're doing 3 rounds of 30 breaths.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So the Wim Hof, like if you
fucking
do
vibrate my tits off going to the shower.
It's like 30 or 40 breaths. 30 is like the standard thing. Well, 40 you can go for as well, 40 breaths. But obviously it's like, you know,
stupid thing. I find my mouth goes really dry.
It does,
I'm gagging.
It was like my hands. That's what blew my mind. I was like, what is happening to my hands? Like they went super tingly.
I haven't got the 30 yet, so I need to.
Well, so I when I was doing the retreat in Ibiza, I said to everyone, like, you don't have to go for the full thing or whatever. But I have 7 rounds I had planned from. I was about 35 minutes. So I had the playlist ready and stuff. And then the day before, I thought, right, let me put the headphones on, the headphones with the eye mask and stuff, and listen to the playlist and do the breathwork myself.
Oh, right.
Just so I could like test on the playlist, but also see how fucking intense it was and stuff to like gauge it. Fuck me, I only got the 4 rounds. I got the 4 rounds. I blew my head off, and I thought, fuck. I was like,
so you listen to music at the same time, is there?
Yeah, so I had like a sort of a chilled Ibiza-y trance type fucking playlist, so I was banging.
Not for reach for laser, safe as fuck.
Exploration of space. No, but you know what? It was like, it was class, but like I thought, right, I'm gonna have to dial this back a bit. So I did less breaths for the first couple of rounds, built it as we went through, and I tried keeping like I didn't want to take, because it's a retreat, everyone's like, oh, you know, light-hearted sort of thing. They want to make changes, but I didn't want to take people to the fucking dark places. You know, so I kind of tried keeping the focus on like sort of positive change and some of the changes you've made this weekend and thinking about things you're grateful for, whatever. Just try keeping it on a positive note. But then, like, fuck, there's loads of people crying. I had about 3 people crying. 2 people sort of said they pulled back. They found it amazing, but they had to pull back because they had like stuff that had happened in their past, which came to the forefront of their mind, even though that wasn't something I brought anything up about. And they were asking me like, how did I think of that? Like, and I think it just causes you to, you know, shines a spotlight on things that might be like holding you back or holding like, you know, some of your, what do you want to call it? Just holding on to you, I suppose, or you're holding on to. But yeah, fuck, one guy went to space. Like he literally, I seen his hands. He was all like, he fucking completely tensed up. I thought, oh, here we go. And it took him about 10 minutes to come back down because I kind of, you know, it was just at the end and stuff. So, you know, I took his headphones and his eye mask off and stuff. And I just sort of like, me and one of the guys that was there, TJ, we just sort of held his hand.
What a
and we
fucking
were like,
seizure,
"It's
was
okay."
he?
Well, no, it looks like they are. See, it looks like they are. But I was like, "It's all right, you're in a safe place."
He's like,
Our competition winner.
He's having an epileptic fit before. He's like, he's fucking loving that. He's like, somebody come fucking out.
I know. I was like, maybe just sort of reassure him that he's in a safe place and whatever. He came around, right? It was funny because I thought, well, I checked in with everybody afterwards.
Yeah.
Right? I went around and spoke to everybody on their own when I caught them on their
I'm
own.
the competition.
You are?
Oh, God.
I caught them on their own.
I caught.
I had them, boy.
Yeah, you fucking had him.
The competition winner.
No, but I went around to make sure they were right and stuff. And then this guy, we were sitting at breakfast about fucking 15 minutes later, right? He's sitting there slamming his eggs in as if fucking nothing's just happened. And I was like, fuck, 10 minutes ago, we were in fucking space.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're going to have to do that with me,
it.
because I want to just see what that's like.
You want to go to space?
Yeah.
What's Rocket saying at Guardians of the Galaxy now? He's like, oh, you want to go to space?
My mate's father
I'll
always
take
said
you
he'd
to
be an
space.
astronaut when we were kids.
You are?
My mate's father always said he'd be an astronaut when we were kids.
Oh.
Was that like what you did though, Ham? Was that the same like when you did the breath? Or was it like that Wim Hof style where it's
Yeah.
30...
She's trained in the Wim Hof stuff.
She's
like,
trained in the Wim
okay.
Hof style,
So
yeah.
I was like, I'm always conscious that world isn't like, it's not governed really well,
It's
is
not.
it? So
It's
there's
not.
people going, I can teach you breath work, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I know, like, after watching the Wim Hof stuff, and like,
Mm.
I've been looking, like, again, the psychotherapy diploma taught me a lot about what
Yeah.
breath does to the parasympathetic nervous system.
Mhm.
So I'm like a little bit like fascinated by it. And then when Ryan did it down in the Gower, I was like, oh, I went under a bit then. Like that worked. And I think it's because you're listening to someone tell you what to do.
Mm.
And then he said about Liz, and I was like, I'm going to go and see this woman. So she rang me, and she's lush, and and I
she's
was
great.
like, look, I've had a horrendous year. Like, I'm not dealing with things very well. Can I come and see you? And she was like, yeah, definitely. And it was just, so like, she had a really good chat to me beforehand. And then, like, I think I dropped off twice because she was like, Hannah, stay with me. Because she was just like, oh my God. And I got up and I started to cry because I just felt about 20 stone lighter as well. I was like, this is bonkers. And she went to me, did you feel your legs going? I was like, no. She was like, you released loads of trauma from your stomach. Like, your legs were like...
You shit yourself.
Probably. Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't say that then. I didn't say that.
Oh, Jesus.
Heavy.
Is there like a time you do it? Like, you should do it first thing in the morning. Can you do it whenever?
So I'd say first thing in the morning, like before you've had food. I think, to be honest, you can do it any time of the day.
I think you should be practicing constantly, shouldn't you? Because we don't breathe properly, do we?
Yeah. No, that's the breath.
Like-
work
Just
thing.
not in the car, practice on the way home now and end up in the fucking...
Don't do it in the car.
No.
Don't do it in the fucking
No.
car. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Don't. Because
Because she said that. She said I had food and I was practicing in the car, and I was like, no, you mustn't do it in the car.
Yeah. People like if you do it after food, you just won't get the experience as much. I find because it's just almost like fucking harder to do it. But like no, people have fucking literally crashed their cars and shit like from doing it in the car. One guy drowned because he did it in
his
cold
car?
water. No, he didn't. No, in his car. No, he did it in cold water
It's
and
Peugeot
fucking
106.
died.
Fuck.
Because it was one of the girls, Becky's friend. Not what he was the one who died, but I was speaking to her friend. And he said, he was like, oh yeah, one of my mates died doing Wim Hof in the fucking, and I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry to hear that. He said, mate, to be honest, he said it was the most appropriate way for him to go because he was a mad bastard, and he said like it was an appropriate way for him to go because he used to just do crazy shit. And he was doing Wim Hof in like a fucking frozen lake, but then just passed out and drowned. So it's like, yeah, it's
Fucking
fucking
hell.
don't do it in cold water or
Or a
whatever.
car.
Like it's
And make sure, like, if you go into someone, like, make sure that they trained and it's regulated, like, because
yeah.
Are you
100%.
trained and regulated?
I am. So well, so the one I did was the Oxygen Advantage by a guy called Patrick McCowan. So he's an Irish guy. And it's more, the one I've done is more around like functional breath work and stuff like that. So they do like teach you a load of different styles. But a large part of the like sort of focus is on functional breathing. So like basically just breathing in normally through the nose and about how to suppose, basically improve your health conditions and stuff through breathing properly.
Yeah.
So breathe light to breathe right is one of the things he says as well. So we should be breathing sort of like, you shouldn't be able to see someone's breathing essentially. If someone's like unless you're doing the Wim Hof, but day to day, if someone's like,
If you're in a meeting, something like that, you're like, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. You know, generally,
What's going on under that?
like babies do it. I mean, babies get it right, where they just like they're breathing in and out through the nose and stuff. And I think one of the big things they say is like through like processed foods, sugary foods, especially alcohol, things like that, or stress, that then ends up like fucking up our breathing patterns and rhythms and stuff. And you probably notice it now. Next time you've had quite a bit of sugar or something, you'll probably notice your breathing's a little bit like heavier and stuff. So
me and Liz worked out that I'd been in like fight or flight constantly because I wasn't breathing properly.
Is that?
Yeah. So like, because my brain and my body are like everybody, like your brain hasn't evolved as it since we were in caves and stuff. So when you start to panic,
you're in fight or flight,
you're in fight or flight. So, but by breathing sort of wrong, so to speak, because you can't breathe wrong because it's a fly. You're in that panic mode constantly.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was mad. And that's why I think the change has been so remarkable, because I'm like, oh, I'm all right. Like, I'm not running from a saber-toothed tiger constantly.
I'll try another go tonight.
yeah.
I was doing it every day for a while. I stopped and I'm just like,
Yeah, if you, like I said, it's if you go deep with it, it can open some stuff up for you. I think the caveat is it gives you like a physical release of said trauma or said whatever's built up inside you. So even though it's bringing it to the forefront of your mind, like if you're going like that far, it's sort of like releasing it. So in a sense, it's like, it's not as if you're just going and having like a psychotherapy session with someone who's not psychotherapy trained, which is opening a fucking can of worms, and there's no physical release to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly, like I said, but I think that it's a little bit different to say doing that. Because that's fucking dangerous. Whereas I think if there's a physical release aspect to it,
but that's
it's maybe a little bit safer.
That's what I feel like.
unquote.
I felt like
I don't know.
I'd done months of therapy in that hour. Without any of the I wasn't, because you're knackered after therapy, you're like, oh.
I've never had a therapy session, actually.
Have you not?
I haven't, no. I do need one, yeah.
I would do, and they'd be like, you're a very angry man, Mr. Evans. Dangerously angry.
You know what? You never think how fucking angry he gets, like, dude. Because he's like, just... Fucking hell.
That angry again.
Yeah.
That was him.
No, like it's hilarious, to be fair. No, when your shit didn't turn up the other day, wasn't there? So his stuff didn't turn up for like a week from his company he ordered from.
And we're in the top today. They can still get fucked. No, it hasn't been a week. It's been a fucking month. I ordered it. I ordered it to wear for the Howam.
Yeah.
And he walked up the other day after I slagged him off on Instagram. But I didn't tag him, so...
Yeah, fair.
Nice talk, I'm not like... Rich says I'm angry. I'm not overly angry, am I? I always, it's like...
the angriest man I know.
Do you know what? Though after 200 miler, you're going to be a fucking zen.
I do always say,
monk.
like, if you ask my mates, like, say one word. I'm sure I text my mates. I said, because someone, I think it was you, wasn't it? Someone said, just text someone and see what they say. If one would describe me, first we said autistic. Then he went like that, but then angry. I was like, well, we'll cut the first bit out. And I was like, we'll go with angry. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I do need some therapy. We touched on that, didn't we, the last week? Because I was like, maybe I need to go speak to somebody.
What's mate? Do you want to talk about
I don't know.
The
only thing I can think of in genuine is my mother and father split up when I was young. I remember took that quite badly.
Yeah.
So
that was a big one for me, actually. Yeah.
I was only 9. I think I was 9. Yeah.
If we look back at what needs are not being met as a child, then it's like everything changes, your status changes, so your needs are not being met. And I think when, obviously as a parent myself now who's gone through a separation, like you're trying to keep yourself afloat, so it's hard to keep your children afloat as well. I mean, we try our best. I bet your mum and dad tried their best, but you still, people's needs are not being met. Then, so it's a given that that's going to happen.
Do you know what? It's mad that 5 minutes into this podcast we're talking about vaginal discharge and fucking.
Now I'm on the verge of fucking tears. I put on the heartstrings. I don't say to wind the kids up, but I remember vividly, right? I'd go to I'd go walk down the park on my own. Do you know if I saw people all sons playing with their fathers, I used to be quite upset because I'd be like,
yeah.
I said to my old man the other day, I went, what did I say to him? We talked about something, and I was like, yeah, maybe I've got you to blame for when I had crippling anxiety. He was like, you don't know the half of it. I was like, we won't go there. I was like, maybe it's when you I said, maybe it's when you walked out on me, and he went, you and your sister don't know the half of it.
And
Hopefully he doesn't listen
isn't
to this. I don't think he will.
That's the thing. So like your parents trying to get their needs met.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Complicated, your needs being met. Compromise, not complicated. Well, uncomplicated. And that's the thing. That's the mad thing that like by doing the right thing, they're doing the wrong thing anyway. So you've just got to go with your gut and hope for the best. But childhood trauma is massive because I've got this massive thing that I can't have someone tell me I've done something wrong. Like not in a like, you know, you could say, oh no, that's not right, and I'd be fine. But if you say like, Han, you can't park like that, like I take it really, really badly, and it's trying to work out why. Yeah. Because something's obviously happened to make me. Yeah. And it's you know, but sometimes I'm fed up of doing the work now. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
well, and I was going to say this actually. I think there's like. I think healing is super important, and I think there's a healing culture actually right now, isn't it? People are recognizing, oh, well, you know, going and drinking in the pub every fucking night or whatever, like, which is what, like, say, our parents or grandparents and stuff did.
I mean,
you know,
I did it too.
Yeah, you know, it's we all did when we were younger. Yeah, like, you know, we actually realized, oh, well, actually, that doesn't fucking do anything good. Like, it's actually taking us further away from stuff.
It meets needs, but unhealthily.
Yeah. So, we were literally talking about this in the sauna last week. So there was like an elderly couple. They were in the fucking late 50s. And they were saying how their son, who's 16, was in the sauna with them. And they were saying, like,
creepy.
We started talking.
I watched that film on Pornhub once.
we started talking about, like, just like drinking and stuff like that, and they said like, oh, we'll drop him off at a house party, and he's getting picked up there now. And we said like, that kind of culture has kind of shifted now, isn't it? Like Wine Street's dead these days or whatever. Everyone's like seems to go like you said, the health and well-being.
And like you said, the healing as well. So there's more awareness of, like you said, people going, oh shit, actually, well, how did that affect me? Maybe I need to actually think about dealing or addressing this sort of thing. And I think, but what I was going to say is, I think there's time to do the work. But actually, then I think we've got to go, right, okay, I feel like now I've got to live my life.
You've
now,
got to
and
live,
I've got
that's
to move
exactly
forward.
it.
And I think, so logotherapy, isn't it, with, which was, what's his name? The...
Logotherapy.
Who's the guy who done it now? He wrote that book. He was in Auschwitz. Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl. That's it. So Viktor Frankl, that's a fucking mad book, actually, right? Like it's deep. It's really deep. So he was a Holocaust survivor. So he basically went to a couple of different concentration camps, ended up in Auschwitz. His whole family and stuff, like they were murdered. Like, and he thought that was his main thing that kept him going, thinking he's going to see him again. Turns out they were murdered in like a concentration camp like years earlier. But anyway, his thing is like, you know, his famous quote is, anything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose how one feels in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. And he went through, well, he came out of that then. I think that was it, the gas chamber. He was literally next in line to go in the gas chamber. And it broke down when he was going to go in there. And then about a week later, he was liberated, and they like liberated Auschwitz. Turns out that he like became then like a psychologist afterwards, and he developed, I think it was logotherapy, which he developed. And from what I remember reading about it, it focuses more on forward thinking rather than like living in the past and like, you know, and digging up stuff from before and things, which obviously is super important as well. But I think like it's focusing more on like moving forward and with your life. That's my understanding of it from what I remember anyway. So I quite like related to that.
Yeah, and I think that's like vital as well, especially like you said, there's this healing sort of fad in a way. You know, we all want to get better. That's all we want, isn't it? All of us want to get better.
So all over fucking whelmed and stimulating. What the fuck's wrong with my voice? Everyone's on their fucking phones, isn't it? So it's like not like the olden days. Catch a bus or whatever, you're just sitting there waiting for it. Now you're like that. Like if I'm driving to work and I see people waiting for a bus, or all I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know how to be still anymore.
Oh yeah, like just trying to watch a film or trying to watch a TV series now. I'm literally like, in my head, I don't want to look at my phone, but I'm like, reaching over for it. I'm like, what am I doing? It fucking drives me nuts.
So you
posted something the other day. I thought I was looking at that thing.
Oh yeah, how to
get detached from your phone.
Yeah, TJ Power. Yeah, that's it. That guy was on the retreat with his class. To be fair, and
didn't have smash it fucking up on it, did he?
Throw it in the river. No, he said. He said about that actually. He said what's nuts, right? Is he's like, when I go into schools now, he was saying, I'm telling kids to watch TV without their phone. And he said, why the fuck am I? He said, like, before I would have been having to say, like, oh, watch less TV.
Go outside,
now he's like, no, just watch TV, but without the phone, because you get with what you get from TV. Like, it's like slow dopamine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you're watching it, slow dopamine and whatever, unless you're watching something that's like a thriller, which is like, adrenaline infusing as well.
Stepson in the sauna.
I've been watching Mobland.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh, it's fucking unreal. I've
finished
just
it.
finished it
Mobland.
now.
Mobland.
Oh, Tom, I can't have Tom on after 9, see.
Juices again. Is it?
Wanking Wednesdays are out the window. It's like, Tom on after 9. It's like, it's no good for anyone.
No, but like, it is that slow dopamine is, and I started to try and do it more now. When I'm watching stuff, I'm like throwing the phone to the other side of the room or turning it off or whatever.
Yeah, I've started leaving it.
Because because it's like, I think it's I don't know what else I was going to say.
I just get annoyed myself with my phone after.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it, and then I'm just like, I fucking look at it all the time. Like, you're making a cup of tea, a YouTube video. I'm like, not how to make a cup of tea, just watching something on YouTube. Or I'm doing the dishes, I got a fucking YouTube on. I'm fucking always on it.
Well, funny enough, that's what I just remember what I was going to say. Yeah, so one of the sessions I just did in West Wales now with a group of young people, like one of the girls there, she's like, hasn't really engaged at all in any of the sessions and stuff, like wouldn't write anything down. Like sometimes she just gets up and walks out of the class and stuff. And it's like, they kind of, it's a bit like, right, whatever, I can't, I can only control so much. But she did say earlier on about like she wants to spend less time on the phone and stuff, but she's sitting there on the phone while I'm doing the session and things. So I gave like a little bit of info on then in terms of like, most of the stuff I got is from TJ Power actually, in terms of the dopamine side of it. He was saying the first thing you pick up and get your the first dopamine activity you do in the morning, your brain seeks out for the rest of the day.
No way.
Apparently, yeah.
What about
so like, obviously if you're
5 times a day?
Yeah. So if you're literally getting up and then you're fucking reading a book, and you get into it a little bit, that your brain kind of is more likely to seek out slow all that kind of dopamine.
Really, isn't it?
But sugar's a big one. If you have like a thing of sugar, like quite a bit of sugar, or do use your phone quite a bit, you try picking up a book after that. You'll be like, nah. You just can't. You do it, and it's really hard to get into it. And I think it's because you're getting this like cheap, quick dopamine, and then all of a sudden you're trying to get this slow dopamine with reading, but it's not quick enough. It's not fast enough. Sugar's the worst one, probably. Sugar's like
I'm so angry. I was like,
the relationship between ADHD and sugar. That's another fascinating, like, because they want, ADHD myself. Want that dopamine hit quick, so like I drink loads of tea with sugar because I'm getting that. I always say, a cup of tea is like a cutch, but it's not. It's my dopamine hit.
I have sugar in my tea or honey.
Yeah,
it could be something sweet.
Yeah,
I tried doing it without it, and I was like, I can't do it.
I've actually knocked last couple of weeks. I've knocked most sugars on the head. I've been like really, really good with it.
That's because you've been to a retreat in Ibiza.
That is exactly what it is.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I've come back and I'm fucking.
I go through like.
Do you get avocado deliveries now and stuff?
Oh Jesus! No, I'm not that rich. I'm not that. If I'd get robbed where I live.
Do you know what a girl opposite me? We had ice cream from the ice cream man today. She was like, "Oh, come into money, have you?"
Yeah, because 99p and 99 is fucking $5.99 these days.
Oh, try buying one from the fucking ice cream van in Newgale. Honest to God, right? Go down there to Newgale and see how much they charge for a fucking ice cream.
You know it's flash. You got contact glass.
Yeah.
I went to one before, right? And how much was it? Like. Wasn't it like £8 for a fucking double cone?
It was £8, £7.99.
I think it was like £6 for a cone, £8 for a double cone. So I'm like,
that ice cream van in the How was bang. Did you have one of them?
No.
Oh, he was class. He was. Some guy rocked up in the How and where he was camping
on the Friday night.
On the Friday night, and I was like, I'll have one. I had like a Biscoff Sunday. Oh, it was incredible.
Oh. Do you know what I could do with a Joe's ice cream, but like that scent, there's so much sugar in that. The other day actually, I think one of the guys came on Wild Minds. They sent a photo of Joe's in afterwards. I was like, I'd fucking hammer one of them now. But then I thought about it and I went, no, because it just ruins me. Like, you get the sugar rush and then I'm like a fucking sack of shit then for the rest of the day.
And then when you try and come off it again, then you've got to go through that whole palaver again, then of the headaches and
Like Lynn says all the time, like I'll go really super strict, like no sugar, like right, I'm cutting out. And then I just have one bad day, and I'm like a fucking smackhead. I'm like scratching, like biscuits I have today. I'm in the shop, like, and I will literally just, I'm my own worst enemy. I just can't stop. Like I don't follow what's a body coach, Joe Wicks, but he come up on my Instagram the other day and he said he's like, right, I'm going on a 7-day sugar ban because I can't like ration it. I'm the same. I can't just have like
Yeah.
I'll have one biscuit.
Yeah.
I've got to eat fucking whole packet or anything.
No, I'm exactly the same. I went to watch the orchestra yesterday. Fancy middle class.
I see that.
Middle
Jeez.
class again.
Middle class,
I know.
I did.
What was
I was
happened to
banging.
him?
I know.
He's
I
running
know.
retreats, going to orchestras.
Yeah, from Penland to the orchestra. It's fucking unreal. No, it was. What did I have? I had red wine from a can. I had a fucking crisps in a tin. Right, literally.
That's
Posh as fuck. Yeah, no, they were no fucking Pringles. 80 quid, much. Literally, the can of red wine, right? It's fucking this big for anyone watching. £9. Fucking nine. Anyway, right, that's not the point. Point I was going to make is, what was I talking about? Sugar. That's it. I
Sugar.
smashed a full bag of buttons in.
Oh, I love a button.
I love a button.
Full,
With a
like
cup
I
of
couldn't.
tea,
It's not like I
button,
can't have
tea,
half of them.
melts in your
They gotta
mouth.
go. They gotta go. Like, do you know what I mean? All of them, full bag. Ta-da.
I just love chocolate with a cup of tea, like so it melts in your mouth.
Mm.
Oh. Earlier on, do you know what I was doing? I'm a fucking piece of shit. I was like, I'll have a date. So I was eating dates and I was like, hang on now, I had peanut butter and a Nutella. I was like, I'm going to put peanut butter and Nutella inside them. Lynn's like, what the fuck are those, right? Because like the dates are this big, but I had a tablespoon of peanut butter, tablespoon of fucking Nutella. And I was like, oh my God, they're incredible.
I don't know whether I
what a
could
piece of
mix
shit, I
peanut
love
butter
that.
and Nutella, see.
Oh, what?
I know,
Peanut
I
butter and
just-
chocolate's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't crossed my mind.
What?
Do you know what though? Right? I know that I'm.
Well, yeah, you don't know what fucking...
I know I'm being.
You
a
eat
fucking,
rusks. You've got no fucking...
Yeah.
You have no place in the confectionery talk. Man, go fucking buy baby food as a fucking treat.
Do you like rusks?
No.
What's your biscuit of choice then?
Oh, I like a chocolate hobnob.
Oh, yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Chocolate hobnob.
Do you know, I like an oaty hobnob. I do actually.
No, you don't. You like a rusk.
Rusk. Oh, God, this making me feel like ugh, rusks.
Do you know? The oaty hobnobs when I was in Ibiza. I was smashing a pack.
Oh, God. I knew it. I knew it was that type of retreat.
Smash them. I know you're going there. I know you're going to go there.
I
It's
smashed.
full of shit.
I'm not getting us cancelled. I'm not going to say nothing.
I smash in a packet every night. A packet. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. A packet of hobnobs. I'm smashing a packet of hobnobs every night. Fuck's sake. Oh, yeah.
Well, they got
my old
hobnobs
girl's
up-
going to listen to this now and she's going to be like, I raised the crackhead.
They got hobnobs out there, have they?
You are?
They got hobnobs out there, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking right, yeah. No, I was going to say, Yucca. Have you anyone used Yucca yet? Yucca?
What's
Like
yucca?
Here I go. Here I go. Here we go. Watch
What
this
is
shit
that?
now. Oh, this will change your fucking life now. Mate, so basically, anyone listening who wants to fucking know what's in the stuff they eat
I
or
don't want to know,
cosmetics.
Lucy.
Oh, it's dangerous.
frightening, like.
You scan the barcode, right, and it tells you how
Scan
shit
that.
it is. No, I think these are. I fucking hope they sound
Yeah, but
right.
they got a don't
Do you know
drink
what?
it.
I actually didn't want to scan this the other day because I thought, it's poor, for fuck's sake. See, there we are. So it's got a moderate risk additive in it. And then you click on that, it tells you what the additive is, so it's a sweetener, tells you what the associated risks are, so
Brilliant.
cardiovascular disease,
Oh, that's-
adverse effects on the blood, digestive
Why would you wanna
disorders. There we
do
are.
that?
That
Why are you
trip's
putting
fucking
yourself
gone.
through that? Now
It's
you need
dangerous.
therapy because of that.
I got a borderline eating disorder using this app because I don't fucking touch anything. No chicken, right? A packet of chicken, right? They're just fucking plain
What,
chicken.
cooked chicken? There's
Cooked,
loads of
plain
shit in
cooked
it.
chicken. Yeah. It literally, it's like really bad. It's got like 3 high risk additives.
Yeah, because remember when I did the
Chicken.
intolerance test and I was like, I was looking at stuff. I was like, right, what can I eat and stuff? And they said, read all the packets. I picked up fucking cooked chicken. There's fucking potato starch in it. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
So my Gatti was on about this the other day. I was like, I want to be rich enough that I can buy grated cheese, right? Pre-grated cheese. So like,
Yeah, it's expensive as fuck grated cheese, isn't it?
I had to buy. So there's a long backstory, and I bought a cheese grater.
Better
for
value
£1.
money on the block.
And I was like, I've got nothing in my bank account, but I've bought this cheese grater and I'm happy as shit. And I was like, but I want to be in a position where I'm buying pre-grated cheese. And she was like, you don't.
Yeah.
She said, it's full of potato starch. And I was like, what?
That's why it's
She
all
was like-
dusty.
Yeah, but it's to preserve it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, when you think about it, when you grate it, it should go hard, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It goes like
Yeah.
plasticky.
Yeah.
My hand is itching. Left for leaving.
Left for leave, yeah. Fuck.
Leaving.
Left for leaving.
Money.
Yeah.
Right, Scott.
Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah,
Left for
look
leave.
at him.
Left for leave. You never heard of that?
No.
Have you got an
Left for
itchy
leaving,
hand? It means
right
that you're
for
losing money.
receiving.
Left for leaving and then right for receiving.
Fucking right. Well, come on, then. You're right, scratchy.
It could be head lice as well, though. I think I've gone nits again. So.
No, but that app, anyone who wants to fucking ruin
Yucca.
it, if anyone wants to ruin their
I've
life,
already got a borderline eating disorder like you. I don't want to fucking make it worse.
yeah, if you want to ruin your life, right? Anyone listening to this is I'm always telling people to try and how to improve their life. So here's one to ruin your fucking life. Download Yucca and just scan shit when you go to a shop and just stuff you buy in as to eat as well as cosmetics, then to put on your skin and shit. So just scan all of them. That's one way to ruin your life. The other way is to get an intolerance test like we did, blood intolerance test. And they tell you all the shit you can't eat and what you're intolerant to.
I've been eating it still.
I haven't touched any eggs since I think I accidentally had a cake in January. And I accidentally had something in fucking Morocco that ruined my stomach.
I accidentally ate a cake in January. Sounds like it needs a platform of its own.
Yeah.
Sounds like an album.
Yeah, it does.
No, but I had one, right? And I didn't, for some fucking dull reason, I didn't think, oh, there's eggs in cake. I just thought, oh, it's fucking cake. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's going to be eggs in the cake. So I was just like, my stomach was just battered after it. But like, I've noticed a hell of a difference. But the problem is now I don't eat anything with eggs in it. I don't really eat pizza or pasta and stuff that much anymore. Like pizza, I can have a bit of, but again, it's not great. So yeah, like I said, I got a borderline eating disorder because then I've cut all the stuff out that I've scanned on the Yucca app. Because even things you think are good for you, I'm scanning it. It's like, oh, that's shit. That's like a 20 out of 100. You're like, oh, there we are. Fantastic.
I had a bowl of cereal the other day with cow's milk. Fuck me, it was one of the best I had in my life.
Mate, Cocoa Pops are really good.
Are they?
On the Yucca app, I've been
Who's behind
smashing.
Yucca? I feel like this is like...
Oh, it's like a completely independent thing.
How independent? Like
Completely-
Donald Trump independent?
Yeah.
Or...
Like Hitler independent?
Yeah.
So Cocoa Pops, right? Look at that. Good. 66 out of 100.
Yeah,
They've got one
full of
limited
refined
risk.
Sugar, though.
It's not that bad.
No.
Mister, I won't drink tap water over
It's
there.
in the green, man.
Oh, you won't drink tap water?
Sugars. It's,
I just wind him up.
so per 100 grams of Cocoa Pops, it's got 17 grams of sugar. Per 100 grams.
Loads. There's loads.
Per 100 grams.
I had a monster the other day, and I
That's not
literally
wrong.
almost shit myself how much sugar
Well, it's
was
in the
it.
fucking green. I feel like I...
You don't want kids to be eating Cocoa Pops first thing in the morning.
Well, I'm not a fucking kid.
I was saying, are you sure you're eating rusks?
Yeah, I know. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Fuck, that's some,
You'll have to-
that's some
yeah.
trauma, no, isn't it? Eating Cocoa Pops and
You're gonna be
rusks.
like one of
Ah,
you're gonna be like one of
those.
those guys who fucking
Come on.
dresses up with a baby and gets fucking nursed by fucking. Have you seen them on Channel 5 documentary?
I've watched that film as well.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's on Channel. What's the matter?
They're
They're
bad.
fucking terrible.
They're really bad.
8 out of 100. How can you give those to babies?
Because this is what they do to get you into
Look at
the
that.
system.
That's 29 grams of sugar per 100 grams, right? Then one high-risk additive, one limited risk. The high-risk additive, oh, there we are. Additive could increase the risk of developing cancers and cardiovascular diseases, disrupting gut flora, which lead into risk of autoimmune and allergic diseases, as well as inflammatory diseases.
We're gonna have rusks on
We'll
our
give it-
fucking.
sus-
We're gonna have
suspected-
rusks suing us.
I know. Suspected carcinogenic.
People
Right, so there we
mash
are.
up
Anyone
rusks
listening
and
who
put 'em in
works for
bottles
Farley's
as
Rusks,
well.
tell them to get fucked.
Do they?
Yeah, they mash up rusks, put them in the bottle so that the babies get it. And it's like I'm a big advocate for breastfeeding, right? So when I see women doing this, I don't mind people I'm not one of those mothers, but I'm like, don't put a rusk in it. Like they don't need
Yeah,
it. It's
fucking
like-
babies doing fucking lines of rusk off their tits. Like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, I can't, man. Oh.
Oh, fucking hell. Ah, that's wild. There we are.
Thanks for having me on.
We always end the podcast like that, don't we? We always end it doing something fucking stupid. We're just laughing our heads off.
Yeah,
Time's fucking flown, though, isn't it?
I know. How long have we been here?
Yeah, I got
before-
I got children.
Before
now.
you go, you said, we've talked about your new book, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are.
What are you running from? It's called. Or will be called. What are you running from? And guess what? This is nice. You
I
like
love
this.
it.
This will give you goosebumps. What I'm finding is actually what are people running towards?
Fucking early grey books, things.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Sepsis.
Before you go, though, have you got any runs you got coming up? Have you got any more races or anything?
I'm in for Rhythm.
In for the rhythm?
I'm in for
Oh, we're all in for the rhythm, mate.
We're
Come
all
on.
in for Rhythm.
Rhythm's going to be one big party.
Yeah, but I don't know whether I'm going to do it.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Podcast
We're
up
gonna do a
there.
party up there, yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, I had the 13th. I had 13th last year, I think, on the rhythm, and I'm.
No, you were
fucking-
11th, I think you were.
I was 11th, but I took the wrong turn in, and I ended up overtaking 2 people. So I think I finished 11th, but I was actually 13th.
Oh.
Yeah, because I didn't. Because they were like, "How the fuck are you back in front of us?" So I said, "I'm gonna fucking do." Like it was like I cut maybe like
so you
0.3 of a
cheated.
mile, basically.
Cheated, yeah.
Basically cheated. Yeah. Like fucking matey boy on the Edam. There was a guy. He was like behind me, right, on the run, and he finished second. I was like, "What the fuck?" But you got to lift back the start line, and you got to lift back the start line. Honestly, and he was down a second, or second person coming back in.
What?
I might do that then. I might do that rhythm. Just kind of lift in.
Yeah.
So
You
I
got
won a
lost.
race once. I did
You got lift by
Saint
the
half
lift by
marathon.
from the
Did what?
military.
Saint half marathon, and they let me start 45 minutes before everybody else. I still come in dead last, but I had second female in my age group, so they give me a trophy. So I'm a race winner already. So
That's
if I can
class.
get in, if Pegasus are allowing us to get in cars,
You saying that though? When you
But no,
said you-
they got in an army truck. So this guy got lost on the
Ah.
army land, and the army had to give him a lift back to the start line.
I got lost on the Vogan last year after the second checkpoint at Lantwin Major. When you meant to go, because at the start, Reese said something about, "Don't worry, I've cut it all back so you can get through." So that's all I remembered, right?
was in like the bush.
Yeah. So when we went up, right, because they said it was a diversion. So when we went up the stairs, there was a guy in front of me that I'd lost. So I was like, so there was a fork in the road. And I was like, I know that way's the coastal path. But I looked, I could see like, you could see like old nettles and stuff that had been cut back. I was like, that's got to be the way. So I carried on running. And I was running for it. I was like, where the fuck am I? So I was running. And then I was looking through like this hedge. And I could see everyone's heads just bobbing on the coastal path. I was like, well, I've gone the fucking wrong way. So I carried on running through like this little foresty bit. Came to like these 2 dog walkers. And I was like, oh, because that's it, we had to turn into Rosedew Farm Cottage or something because of the diversion. And I don't even know, I knew where that place was because my sister-in-law got married there the year before and I went for a little run. So I kind of knew that area. So anyway, I run through this forest bit, come across these 2 dog walkers. And I was like, oh, am I anywhere near the coastal path? And the guy was like, fuck you, a little bit away. It was like, I don't know. It was a bit away. I could still see everyone, but they were their heads like this. He said, oh, if you keep running down this way, you'll come up by Rosedew. And I knew where to go there. So I was like, I'll land it. So I fucking sprinted on this fucking forestry, came out the road. We used to be like, oh, no, fucking DQing you for that. But as I got to the front, like you said, you overtook someone. I overtook a woman that I was running with before. And she was like, where the fuck have you come from? I was like, I have no idea. She's like, oh, you fucking cheated. And I was like, I'm from Swansea. I didn't even know the fuck I am. I was like, she was like, oh, what's your watch saying? And I was like, I don't know, a few 100 meters. She's like, oh, sorry, only 50 meters behind me. I was like, thanks for that. Yeah.
The Liam Stone's, he was on his first ever 40 miler, which was the Pigham, I think.
Oh, 30 that is. Oh, the Vogum he did.
The Vogum, he won the Vogum then a couple of years later. But his
He
first
won it
ever,
last year. His cousin won it last year, Liam.
Yeah, he won it last year. But it was his first ever event, right? Never run a half
Couple of years
marathon
before,
or
yeah,
anything. Never run a half marathon or marathon. Jumped straight up to do a fucking 40 miler years ago. I think he finished 8th, right? But he was like, he went off track by fucking miles. I think he went like 7 miles off track.
He's on the
Still won it
podcast.
like.
He still came.
No, he won it last year knowing the route. This was like a couple of years before last year.
But he still, I think he still finished like top 10. But he literally went like 3.5 miles off route, and after run like stupid amount of time.
He
Back.
is
So
rapid,
he didn't know. Like he was like, I haven't seen anyone in ages. Some guy just randomly stopped in a car and was like, mate, are you running the ultra marathon? He said, yeah. He went, mate, you're from fucking miles away. He's like, they're all the way like over there.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, shit. So
navigating skates, BC.
Yeah.
have you got any parting notes?
Like what?
I don't know. Any words of wisdom? Any inspiration?
Like what? No, I don't think so. I think I'm very pleased we touched upon slimy discharge. I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think talking about emotional needs is really important.
Yeah.
I'm very glad we skirted along that after big events or after an event in general. We need to keep an eye on our butties. And that, I can't have Tom Hardy on the telly after 9.
Now I know. My wife always says, I can't watch him now. She fucking loves him as well, don't we?
I fucking love him.
He's handsome fucker.
I had a dog called Tom Hardy, so I could shout it in the park and people would think I was like, like Tom Hardy!
He was in Swansea, wasn't he, when he filming that Havoc film?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed down
that
there.
was a mad film. That was
I love
absolutely
him.
wild.
He is class, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Thanks for I have got nits, I think, mine. So.
I'll have some
Watch me fucking
nits.
knock everything over now, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, guys. On to the next.
On the next one. The camera's gone, it's gone.